A few months ago here on the channel, I posted a video about picking up a $16,000 Sim2 projector. That was the Sim2 C3X Lite, and I picked that projector up for $50. And while I enjoyed a fair amount of the features and the picture quality with that projector, there was one major issue or flaw with it, and that was its overall brightness. And that's because the lamp that was in that projector was aged quite a bit. It was pretty old, and so the image was really dim. So I decided, why not go out and purchase a lamp for this projector and see if I could increase the brightness and maybe increase just the overall picture quality with a new lamp. And so in this video here today, I'm going to take you through the process of replacing the lamp, and actually not even so much the lamp, replacing the bulb that I purchased for this projector, and give you a little bit of background about how I did all this and let you know what it looks like. So yeah, let's get into all that information here in the video today. Now, I've had this C3X projector here in my home theater for about 2 months, give or take a little bit on the time frame. And in that time, I've been able to really kind of use it just to watch little bits of content here and there, some demo stuff. And I really do enjoy the projector. It's actually a really nice projector for what it is. The biggest issue, like I said in the intro, was the brightness. And that was because the lamp that was in that projector when I bought it had aged quite a bit. It was over 1,000 hours of use, kind of closing in on 1,500 hours of use. And the brightness was heavily diminished. Now, it was still usable as long as you turned all the lights off, but if you had lights on in the home theater, you really couldn't see much of anything. So I decided, why not try and find a lamp, or in the case of what I actually did, a replacement bulb to put in the projector to see if I could increase the lumen output, increase the brightness, and maybe improve interesting contrast ratio and just a few other things in the image. So that's exactly what I did. Now, a little bit of background about what I did here, and I will say kind of a word of caution, word of warning. You may not want to do what I did with this projector, with your projector at home. So I had to do a little research, and so what I ended up doing, like I said, this is kind of a word of caution, you may not want to do this at home with your projector, is I actually found a genuine lamp that was made for a Sim2 projector, but technically not for the projector that I own. And that is because I have the Sim2 C3X Lite, which is the kind of lower lumen output version of a C3X. It only puts out about 1,500 lumens if you had a genuine brand new lamp, you know, in full brightness mode on this projector. So the one I bought was a Philips. It's a genuine Philips replacement lamp for the Sim2 projectors. But instead of it being a 150 watt lamp, which is what you would normally get for a C3X Lite, the one I purchased was actually a 200 watt lamp. And so it's 50 watts stronger than what you normally would put in this projector. Now, the main reason I was not too concerned about doing that was because the base components of the C3X Lite and the Grand Cinema C3X, the full-fledged C3X, that came out at the same time back in like 2005, 2006. Those components are pretty much identical, save for just a few minor differences between the two models. They're basically the exact same unit with a different lamp put in each one of them to increase the brightness output. So I figured cutting the difference of not using the 250 watt lamp that the full-fledged C3X would use and get a 200 watt lamp would still be usable. And ultimately, to kind of jump ahead, it didn't blow my projector up, which I was worried would happen. I thought, oh no, I'm gonna damage my projector, but that didn't happen. It seems to work fine, and in the weeks that I've had the projector here with the new lamp, I haven't seen any overheating or nothing like that. Everything looks to be fine. But the other thing I really had to look for, and another kind of like word of caution, and just a little tip, I guess, if you have a projector like this, of this era, and you're wanting to replace, especially just the bare bulb, not the full lamp, but the bare bulb. The bare bulbs have to have a specific connection type on it, but it has one connection up here that you connect with a screw, and then it has a bottom connection at the very base of the bulb that you actually screw on here with a nut that goes on there. And you have to have that specific connection for this era of the Sim2 C3X projectors. And not every lamp or bulb that you find online that says it's for this type of projector will have that. A lot of times what you're going to see is two connections like this. You'll have one here and then one kind of on the other side, and no connection at the bottom. That's not going to work. You need one like this. And so the bulb that I purchased, like I said, was not made for this specific model of projector. It's made for a little bit higher quality model that came out a little bit later. It still had all the proper connections. And since the full-fledged C3X is a 250 watt bulb that goes in that lamp, I figured the 200 watt would probably work fine. And like I said, ultimately, I think it worked out just fine for my application here, and I haven't had any issues since putting it in the projector. Now, the process of replacing the bulb in the actual projector lamp housing is a little more complicated than your standard kind of plug and play replacement. If you get the entire lamp assembly together, you have to kind of take the actual components apart of the lamp assembly, disconnect your bulb, and then put the new one in and make sure everything's connected properly with the correct connections in the right place. You have to make sure everything's secure in there, and then you have to make sure everything fits back, you know, in the lamp casing, and then the lamp casing goes back into the projector. So it's a little more complicated than just pulling one lamp out and putting a new one in, but it definitely is not something that, you know, it will exceed like the basic knowledge of any kind of home theater enthusiast. You know, any person who kind of enjoys home theater could do this. Just, you know, be patient and make sure you look and make sure that the connections you put on, especially on something like this, go back in the correct spot. That's really all you have to do. And for me, the footage you're seeing is sped up, of course, but for me, it only took about 5 or 10 minutes to do, you know, and that was also playing around a little bit with some of the screws were a little bit tight and a little rusty. I had to kind of like get them loose and everything and make sure I didn't break anything. But yeah, the process is not that hard. And then once you get everything assembled back in the lamp casing properly, you just sit it back in the projector, which is located on the bottom of these C3X units. And after that, it was all just a matter of plugging everything back in and turning it on and making sure it worked, which, like I said a few minutes ago, worked fine. I haven't had any issues at all with the projector the way it is with this new bulb installed in the lamp. Now, has this new bulb actually improved the image quality and the viewing experience with this projector? I think so. It has. It really has increased the brightness. It's at least doubled, if not tripled the brightness, and that is with the projector in low lamp mode, not even in the full brightness mode. So it definitely has exceeded my expectations in terms of brightness. It does make it even watchable with some ambient light here in the home theater, but definitely makes it stand out when all the lights are off and the room is completely pitch black. But the positives, again, it's very bright, way brighter than it was before. The colors really do pop a lot more. You get just a lot of saturation in the colors and just more crispness in the colors, and the peak whites and everything, you know, is just a lot better. And it's a lot more clear in terms of the image because it's so much more bright. You can definitely pick out more detail in the image. So despite the fact that this is a 720p model projector, the image is still actually really clear and really detailed, especially with this increased lumen output and increased brightness. Now, it does also introduce a few problems that I've noticed. Now, the big one is since the brightness level is increased by so much compared to where it was before, the black levels are raised. So the black floor does not dig as deep as it did when the lumen output was like halved, or or it was like a third of the lumen output. But on the flip side, as I said a second ago, your peak brightness is going to be way brighter now. And interesting contrast ratio is much improved and looks more dynamic because you have much more brightness on the top end. So you're kind of getting a give and take here, you know, between those two things. And so having the projector in the low lamp mode dims it a little bit, but the black floor is still raised because of that, you know. So that is one thing you will notice. But even for me in normal casual viewing, it's not bad at all. You know, it definitely still looks very solid for what it is, but it isn't as low as it was before when the lumen output was lowered with the old lamp. One other thing I did notice that did not come up before, and I don't know if it's an alignment issue with the projector, kind of from having to flip it over to take the lamp out, or if it's an issue like with the actual lamp assembly itself. But I have noticed in the upper right kind of part of the image that there is a little bit of misalignment with the colors. You can see a little bit of a red misalignment that's kind of shifted over a little bit, you know, on the side. It's kind of shifted to the left of the image a little bit, you know, and I'll try and get a picture or some footage to zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. You can really see it when you have the grid pattern up, but under normal viewing, unless you get right up to the screen, you really don't see it, you know. So it's one of those things you can tell it's there if you really look for it, and if you have the grid pattern or something up there where it will really like accentuate that issue coming up, but really it doesn't show up in casual viewing. So it's not a make or break kind of thing, especially for like a $50 projector that now has like a $30 lamp in it, so like for 80 bucks. This is still way, way better than you're gonna find for anything else really at that price. But it is an issue that has come up since replacing the lamp, and it might be something I could fix. I have to maybe go into the service menu and see if there's maybe some alignment features or something I can mess around with. If it's something more manual where I have to take the projector apart, I'm not going to mess with it because I don't really want to risk damaging the projector, you know, or making things worse by messing around with it. But it is something that has come up. And so overall, before we end this video, I think the lamp that I purchased, even though it technically is not made for this projector, has really improved the image. While the black levels are slightly elevated and look a little bit brighter than what they were when the lamp was, you know, half the lumen output or maybe even less than that, the rest of the image just looks so much better. It's just so much more bright, so much more dynamic in the colors. The clarity is actually improved quite a bit because it is so much brighter. You can see more detail in the image. And despite the black levels and despite the little convergence misalignment issue in the one corner that you can only see when you really pull up a grid pattern to look for it, I think this lamp that I purchased is actually a really good upgrade for this projector. Now, the seller I bought it from did have a few other lamps that supposedly could fit this model in this generation of Sim2 projectors, and maybe a few other ones from like Runco and a few other companies that might share similar lamp kind of dynamics or specs, you know, for the setup, that are pretty cheap, and they look like they're genuine lamps. And this one that I purchased was a genuine lamp. So I may consider buying another one of these down the road if they're still available, if the lamp does start to dim. But right now, through the last couple weeks of like intermittently using this, the lamp looks like it's pretty solid and the image just looks way better. But that seller will be kind of linked here. You'll see it in the pictures I've had in this video. So if you are interested in a lamp like this, I would definitely look at that seller and see what he has available. He might have something that would fit your needs. And so with that, we are going to wrap this video up. Definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on buying replacement lamps or replacement bulbs and, you know, the process of kind of doing that. This is actually the first time I've actually done a bare bulb replacement on a projector, and it really wasn't that hard. It took a little bit longer than just kind of a hot swap of a lamp, but it wasn't anything too, you know, extreme to get done. So definitely leave some comments below on that. And ultimately, I'm going to say thank you to everybody. I got over 2,800 subscribers in the last like week or so while I was doing stuff with my dad for his birthday that I posted about here on the channel. And so I want to say thank you to everyone getting me over 2,800 subscribers. I definitely am still on the march each and every day, getting a little bit closer to 3,000. So hopefully that will come by the end of the year. And with that, I'm going to wrap the video up for good here. So thank you to everyone again, and I will see you the next time in the next video right here on Secondhand Home Theater. Thank you.